Why you going so slow? Like you're going slow-mo, taking up the whole road. Oh no, slow pros, walking in a line pros, looking at your iPhone. Look, I'm out of time, no time, go slow pros.
Walking down on my block, taking up the sidewalk, left and right sides blocked, got me in a tight spot, trying to get by, got to get up down to my job, was moving at a light jog, but now I'm stuck behind y'all. If I pass these white jocks, will they mock how I walk, or look at me with eyes crossed? Probably best if I cross, cause if you wanna fight Brock, I'll kick your fucking lights off and outline you in white chalk. Mic drop.
Slow pros, why you going so slow? Like you're going slow-mo, taking up the whole road. Oh no, slow pros, walking in a line pros, looking at your iPhone. Look, I'm out of time, no time, go slow pros.
Where's your destination? Are you going places, or are you only pacing at the pace of Jason? Are you secret agents with hidden lairs and basements, like military bases, commanding battle stations? Did you come in spaceships, wearing human faces, preparing an invasion, determined to enslave us? Or were these just arrangements to guarantee my lateness? I'm running out of patience, say it!
Slow pros, why you going so slow? Like you're going slow-mo, taking up the whole road. Oh no, slow pros, walking in a line pros, looking at your iPhones. Look, I'm out of time, no time, go slow pros. Shake you like a snow globe, take you to my dojo, break your fucking nose bones. Oh no, slow pros, baby all your mojo, chose to be a no-show, and that's what made you so slow. But I don't really know though.
Schaffer. Listen to the sounds. Is an harassna. It is. His heart cannot he says her loud no. I understand. You are far away. No. You are. Hello, friends. Thank you so much for coming this evening. Welcome to live stream Patreon concert number 6. My name is Schaffer the Darklord. I will be the sweaty bald guy in black and white for you this evening. Okay, so a couple of things that I would like to discuss before I start doing this. So if you're joining us late, you may have suffered the problems that Patreon is having this evening. Seems like the embedded YouTube link worked fine, but if you had trouble just loading Patreon, that's why I threw the link up on some social media at the last minute. I am always troubleshooting tech problems at the last minute for these things. So that was the first thing. Second thing, hello, my patrons. You've been very, very good to me the past year. So thank you. And also, hello to the new, the looky-loos who came in, because this show, I have made all of my live stream shows since the pandemic started available to patrons at all tiers. But tonight's show is a little bit special because I've made this available to the public. Everybody gets to watch this one if they are interested in such things. But that does mean, if you're here, this is, I don't know if you've ever gone to a meeting where they try to sell you a timeshare, or if you've ever listened to NPR during a pledge drive, because I have now suckered you into this pyramid scheme where I gave you an hour of entertainment, and now I'm going to beg you for your monies. So let me tell you how this show is going to be. It's going to be very similar to the previous live stream Patreon concerts. It's going to be a little bit different in a couple of ways. I almost didn't do a show this month because this heat wave is just crushing, especially on the 6th floor of a New York City building. So I've pared things down a little bit. There's normally many more lights because of green screen effects. There are only 2 lights tonight. There will be no live drums tonight. I'm trying to pare down the amount of electronics that I plugged in because I don't want to set my apartment on fire, and I also don't want to die of a heat stroke. So there will still be the elements of the live stream shows that you've become familiar with. It's just going to be a little bit more minimal. Also, tonight I'm only going to be performing songs from my Patreon. I just passed the 1-year point, 1 solid year of my Patreon, my very time-consuming monthly project. And I wanted to celebrate by just performing some of the exclusive songs from my Patreon for the past year, which means it's going to be a shorter set. I know some of my live stream shows get a little out of hand with length. I realized the other day that my last live stream show was it's a celebration of my 2007 album, Mark of the Beast, where I played the whole album, but then I got sidetracked by throwing up like slideshows and video elements and just filling you with just mind-numbing minutia and details from the production of that album. That album is 1 hour and 9 minutes long. Mark of the Beast is 1 hour and 9 minutes long. The live stream show where I played the whole album and then talked about every song was 2 hours and 40-some minutes, because when left to my own devices, which I frequently am, having no bandmates, I will rant forever. So for those of you looky-loos here who've come to this timeshare meeting and you're thinking about, hey, maybe I'll sign up for Schaffer's Patreon, you should do that. And then you can go back and you can watch a lunatic talk about a 13-year-old record for almost 3 hours and learn so many things and have so many questions answered that you never considered asking. So I'm going to keep tonight's a little bit more brisk because I'm still a masochist wearing a tuxedo in front of lights on the 6th floor of a building during a heat wave. But again, I'm just going to be focusing on songs from the past year of Patreon. I haven't even done anything yet, and I'm already going for the sweat towel. This evening's first song is the most recent song for my Patreon. Oh yeah, I'm not playing anything in chronological order. It's just all over the place. This is the most recent song for my Patreon, which was this past month, so July 2020. And I'm not going to tell you what it's about. I think, I forget sometimes I work in a lyric-based narrative art form. The songs tell their own stories, and I've already wasted enough time. Okay. The beat for the song was made by my friend DJ Roborob, and it is called Wake Up. Now I can do this. Wake up. chamber was slender. I'm straight razor shaven, then taped up with sensors. Restraints made of leather, tubes fed through a sender. My anus, my penis, my sinuses enter, rotated perpendicular to the center. The temperature dropped, locked in life support tethers. When I first enlisted, this seemed like adventure, but sleeping for 10 years now sounds like forever. The lights and the bleeps and my heart rate all faded to nothingness, gave in to full hibernation. I've waited and waited for ages in stasis. Today is the day I awaken. Wake up, rise and shine, wipe the night sleep from your eyes. Make the donuts, now's the time. Yawn and stretch and come alive. Wake up, straight away. Smell the coffee, face the rays. Up and at 'em, no delay. Carpe diem, seize the day.
Fuck.
Now that I've awakened, 10 years without aging, my muscles in atrophy, everything's aching. My first steps are taken on legs that are shaking. Then find my mind seized by these crises I take in. The temperature's rising, the climate is changing. Infected with biblical plaguing. Our leaders have shamelessly strained race relations. This can't be the future, someone was mistaken. This world and its people were meant to get better, but things are much worse now by every known measure. If I had endeavored to foresee such terror, I would have just slept for forever. Wake up, rise and shine, wipe the night sleep from your eyes. Make the donuts, now's the time. Yawn and stretch and come alive. Wake up, straight away. Smell the coffee, face the rays. Up and at 'em, no delay. Carpe diem, seize the day. Like a full-grown newborn, kicking through a new door, thinking that I might have been a fool for booking me a one-way ticket to travel to a one-stop, dropped on my top like an anvil. It's a new dawn, new day, better get the bed made. It's a new goddamn decade. Traded inventory of the life that I left for a horrifying house as mortifying as death.
Get up, get up, get up, get up, get up.
I'm up.
Get up, get up, get up, get up.
I'm up.
Get up, get up, get up, get up.
I'm up.
Get up, get up, get up, get up.
I'm up. I'm up. Fuck. I'm up. Thank you. That song's called Wake Up. Let me tell you a thing about some of these songs that you're going to hear tonight. They are all Patreon exclusive tracks. You can only get these songs currently on Patreon. And some of these songs are demos of songs that will, thank you, songs that will later be rewritten over new beats and included in a new concept album that I'm currently working on. But because I don't want to give away too much of the story of a concept album that I'm working on, a lot of the songs that I've demoed for Patreon have little lyric changes here and there, so you clever MFers don't pick up on what that story is ahead of the time. And also, I'm not going to then ask you to subscribe to on Patreon for a year and then sell you a record full of songs you already got. They will all be upgraded. All right, let's see what's going on here in the comments. What y'all doing? Hanging out? Oh, whoa. Oh, I just read some of these, but I'm not doing anything about it. Sounds great. Thank you, Laura. Good morning, Australia. What up, Kamika? You're so sleepy. Wake up. Get some coffee. Banana cake. Oh, sir, some patrons in here. You know some of these songs. All right. I'm going to keep it moving. I want to say something else. I always spend a lot of time laboring over sort of the elements, the sort of video assets and things like this goofy ass thing. I labor over these elements and then often forget to rehearse. So sometimes I am pushing myself to run through these songs desperately minutes before the feed goes live. And that was absolutely the case with Wake Up. That was the first time I've ever performed that song live. So thank you all for being here for its maiden voyage. Speaking of songs being performed live for their very first time ever, that is also the case with the next one. This song was released on my Patreon in May 2020. It just hurts saying the words 2020 now, doesn't it? And just so you are clear, again, if you are listening to the NPR Pledge Drive, every month on Patreon, I make a new exclusive track. And then in addition to that, there's usually like a bonus cover song, and there's maybe exclusive photo set, some live performance videos, handwritten lyrics for the new song. You can get an instrumental and an a cappella if you want to remix it or record a cover. And then there's also episodes of this video series that I make called Schaffer the Darklord Shows His Work, in which I kind of describe the making of the song. But those videos just keep getting weirder and weirder. But there is one of these songs every month, and I'm the cover songs. I'm not going to be playing tonight because, well, one, I'm playing original material, but two, also I don't want to play cover songs because this is on a YouTube stream, and I don't want to get tagged by the robots, the IP robots that would shut such shenanigans down. This next song was released in May of 2020. It was a beat that was made by my friend El Diaz. And then it also has some additional drums that were played by me. And if you watch if you've seen the episode of the video series for this song, you'll know that this song was my attempt to satisfy one of my bucket list things as a rapper, which is I've always wanted to write a really happy, feel-good summertime jam. But I've never successfully done that because halfway through the song I remember, oh shit, I'm Schaffer the Darklord, and then the song turns into a nightmare. So here's my happy summertime jam from May of 2020. The song is called All of Them. I'm kind of stalling to catch my breath and also to let my brain catch up because I have not performed this song before. Here we go. From the moment that I open my eyes, I got a good feeling in me deep inside that it's gonna be a great day, simply divine. I pull back the curtain, take a peek outside. I'm like, ooh, hot dog, what a glorious sight. The sun's shining bright, there's not a cloud in the sky. There's no smog, no fog, no pollution, no noise, just endless opportunities for me to enjoy. So check it, I get dressed and bounce out to the street. It's like 70 degrees with the song so sweet. All the birds above me singing as they're following. All of them, so many birds, it's like it's all of them. And all the bugs are buzzing, all the flowers in bloom. And I can't imagine being back inside of my room. I'm just feeling so happy that I'm dancing around. Today there ain't a thing that's gonna bring me down.
Everybody's gone. All of the people are gone. Everyone you've ever known has left you alone. They have all left you and gone. Everybody's gone.
Hello?
All of the people are gone.
What do you mean gone?
Everyone you've ever known has left you alone. They have all left you and gone.
Not today, Satan, take it away. There ain't a thing you could do or say to get in my way, cause I'm so happy that I'm stepping down the street, getting on with the start, while I'm skipping to the beat of the song in my heart. I got a summertime treat running through my mind. I get an ice cream sweet standing in no lines. Every light says walk when I reach it. No one's honking horns, no tires are screeching. And the train's already waiting for me. There's no crowd shoving in, I take my favorite seat. I put my headphones on, play my ultimate jam. Let thoughts drift away to the adventure at hand. Reminded why I love in life, signing the lease. I can't remember ever feeling so at ease and at peace because
everybody's dead.
What?
All of the people are dead. Everyone you've ever met and all of the rest. Everyone, everywhere dead. Everybody's dead.
How?
All of the people are dead.
Why? What happened?
Everyone you've ever met and all of the rest. Everyone, everywhere dead.
Well, wait, then who are you?
I'm the voice in your head.
Who am I?
You're the only person left not dead.
And what you mean by dead?
I mean dead.
Dead?
Dead.
Like all of them?
All of them.
All of them?
Dead.
Huh. Well, fuck it, I'ma have some fun and do all the shit I've ever wanted under the sun. Like raid the cops, confiscated drugs, and go crazy. Hot wire a Ferrari, crashing into Macy's. Moving the museum with the Brontosaurus fossil. Kill an 8-inch monologue at Rockefeller Plaza. Go to town and burn a tower down like it's my duty-o. And then record this track at the Mix Palace Studio. Paint Lady Liberty in purple, I'm there. Kick it with the coyotes running around Times Square. I swear, it's just the best damn day, no question. Looking like I'm Agent J, living like I'm legend. Everybody's dead. All of them, all of the people are dead. Everyone I've ever met and all of the rest. Everyone, everywhere, all of them dead. Everybody's dead. All of them, all of the people are dead. Everyone I've ever met and all of the rest. Everyone, everywhere, all of them dead. Which means I will finally get some rest. So we've all had a rough year. mine manifested itself in a bunch of really unpleasant songs. Look, I don't really wish to be the last person alive, and I don't wish for everybody that I've ever met to be dead. But every time I see a movie like I Am Legend, I'm like, if I could just have it for like 2 months, oh, the wonders it would do for my soul. I would hunt deer in Union Square. I would predict the future on movie marquees. I would definitely drive sports cars. Okay. This next song, remember earlier when I mentioned that some of these songs will be rewritten over new beats with lyric changes for an upcoming concept album. Well, this song, friends, is one of those songs. This one is absolutely going to be on my upcoming concept album that has a title that I am not going to share. If you subscribe at the $2,000 level tonight, I will leak that name. There is no $2,000 level, and I'm not going to leak the name. This song is from March 2020. Now, this song came out. This was the first content that I made right after the first stay-at-home orders, the shelter-in-place orders, came in. And I'd already been working on it, and I had notes about it for like months before that. So this is absolutely not a reaction to this global health crisis or our country's leadership's botched response to said crisis. It's just a spectacular coincidence. Let me hydrate. I'm excited to do this song, especially when live shows begin again, because it has a very fun call and response part. It's not even I guess it is kind of a call and response, but there's a very fun part for you to sing along at home. I'm not going to tell you what it is because you should pick up on it pretty quickly. This song is called Going to Space. Gotta go, gotta go, gotta go, gotta go, 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 go. Well, I tried my best through thick and thin. Ever since I sensed the fix is in, I hunkered down, stiffened up. When my luck ran out, never given up. Well, I've heard the call and I've spoken out, but I've hit my wall and I'm broken down. Fuck the win, I'm backing out. I'm buckled in and I'm tapping out and I've been around. Played the land, dues been paid, been screwed and scammed. I found a crowd, made a brand, alienated them, taking a stand. Every day gets rough, wake up sad. Think I've had enough of thanking fans and shaking hands and making plans. While inside I'm breaking bad. Now I'm not the kind of person who unpacks my bags. Sleep better in the back of vans. I don't want to go back, but I say, God damn, I'm addicted to the crack of the clapping hands. So it's off I go, on with the show. While I'm dead behind the eyes like a dial tone. When I'm on the road, back at home, the only thing I want is to be left alone. So thanks for coming to the show, but I gotta go as far away as I can get. A destination unknown above the clouds as the heavens run black. And I might never come back. When I'm sick of all the monsters getting all in my face, I'm like, fuck that shit, I'm going to space. When I need to leave with quickness and I pick up the pace, I'm like, fuck that shit, I'm going to space. When I'm running for my life and yet I'm losing the race, I'm like, fuck that shit, I'm going to space. When the only thing I want to get is out of this place, I'm like, fuck that. I'm like, fuck that shit. Man, I can't believe this, it's another night of sleeplessness. I need to get me free from this. I'd rather be on Venus, yes. Peel me off the ceiling. This has gotten way too real, I guess. Pretty far from feeling this. Don't even want to deal with this. When I'm a step ahead, they always give chase. I'm like, fuck that shit, I'm going to space. When it's all wrong, I need to be gone with no trace. I'm like, fuck that shit, I'm going to space. When they're always bringing treble, yet they skimp on the bass. I'm like, fuck that shit, I'm going to space. When nothing's ever worth the time or effort it wastes, I'm like, fuck that. I'm like, fuck that shit. Man, this is far from Camelot. I wanna take the fastest shot, kick my shoes and jacket off where oxygen's an afterthought. Got me in the saddest spot, I'm fixed on what I haven't got. A madness that I cannot stop, so fuck, I'll be an astronaut.
when no matter what they get on my case, I'm like,
Fuck that shit, I'm going to space.
when I'm never breaking bread, so save your sayings of grace, I'm like,
Fuck that shit, I'm going to space.
when I hold at 17, they hit a 10 and an ace, I'm like,
Fuck that shit, I'm going to space.
when in inclemental weather, wearing leather and lace, I'm like,
Fuck that shit, I'm going to space.
when I'm sick of all the monsters getting all in my face, I'm like,
Fuck that shit, I'm going to space.
when the only thing I wanna get is out of this place, I'm like,
Fuck that.
I'm like,
Fuck that shit.
Liftoff. The MA6 vehicle has lifted off. Trajectory looks good.
Thank you. Much like most of the things I write about, I'm actually afraid of the idea of going to space. But I would like to pretend, because it looks cool in movies. It does not look as cool on NASA's feeds. It looks very difficult and inconvenient. And I mostly think about how they handle bodily waste. I don't get to think about their Wookiee co-pilots and Lightspeed. I think about where does all of the poop and pee go. Once again, thank you for coming to my show tonight. This next song came from January of this year, and this song actually got some time on real life human world stages. Do you remember live shows? Oh my goodness. We used to drink beers and have conversations with people we didn't really like, but we all joined together because we enjoyed the performer that was on stage, and we'd buy a t-shirt, and then the next day our wallet would be empty because we spent too much money on merch, but we'd have a good time and our ears would ring, and oh my goodness. That was so much fun. I would trade everything for all of those little experiences that I used to consider such inconvenient obligations. But that's not really one of them. I really deeply, sincerely miss live shows. And so this song came out on Patreon in January, and then I went on tour with MC Lars and the Double Clicks in February. So I got to try this song out on a whole bunch of stages, and it was a lot of fun. Hold on, I'm gonna look at some of these comments here again for a minute. Oh, yeah. I'm this is my face while I read your emojis. Candy got a bunch of dancing emojis. Dave got an alien, a thumbs up. Bunny Bucks and just fuck that shit because she's singing along in the comments. AK Venom, you are such a fan of the song Everything's Broken, and I really appreciate that. You're always telling me how much you like that beat in that song, and I really, really appreciate that. It's not next, but I just wanted to give you false hope. Thank you, Robert. I can't wait to be STD live again. Who says we aren't drinking beer and chatting to strangers? All right, Kamika, you can drink beer and enjoy the show, but who are the strangers? Did you let strangers into your home, or do you have your health crisis under some kind of semblance of control? Oh, Sir Tries, hi, miss you. You and Clicks are fantastic. Candy says I was the last live show you were at. That was at Milk Boy in Philadelphia. I saw you one time in Austin. You were running with Front and Chris. Can't wait to see you next time you come to town. Oh, well, great. If I mean, I have some good news. I don't know how much. None of this has really been like very officially announced, but in spring of 2021, I will be back on the road a lot. I will be doing a great deal of touring next year, but there are dates booked for myself and a number of my friends traveling around the country, and that will happen if all of the loudest, most obnoxious people that I went to high school with on Facebook start wearing masks. Look, before it was like, let's just wear masks because it's a courtesy, and this is a minor thing that we can do to try to get this thing under control together. But now I'm taking it as a personal affront when I see people without masks because Daddy wants to go on tour, and I'm not going to as long as you are conflating a minor inconvenience with an infringement of your freedom. I didn't intend to come to the show tonight to rant to you about the COVID pandemic. I came here to do some songs and have some fun. And this next song is very fun. And if you saw that tour in February, then you probably heard this song. If you subscribe to my Patreon, you probably heard it. This song is called Banana Cake. I don't think you need to know anything about it. Bananarama, Alabama, Hannah, Montana. Banana Bandits extravaganza within Indiana. When Eric Bana and Vanna had fanny packs in Savannah and had a fabulous nap in pajamas at the veranda. Manamana.
Bananas.
I'm loving them. I got a hunch of brunch, we're gonna munch a bunch of them. Pick them and pass them until we finish the last of them. Perfectly packaged, fact packed with potassium. The anarchist cookbook got us smoking them. And Axel Foley taught us a practical joke with them. Josephine Baker made him fashion fantastic. Slip on a peel and fall, I'm laughing at y'all slapstick. I'm sure Kapoor and Stefani both backed me. Best flavor of runts and Laffy Taffy, don't at me. My fan from Santa Ana all the way to Atlanta. We're gonna quote Ralph Wiggum and go banana. Banana nana, put out your hands like patty cake and go bananas, we're gonna go banana cakes and grab a stack of flapjacks that your nana makes. Oh, we gone banana cake, full on banana cake. Banana nana, put out your hands like patty cake and go bananas, we're gonna go banana cakes and grab a stack of flapjacks that your nana makes. Oh, we gone banana cake, full on banana cake. Banana nanas, banana nanas, bananas, banana nanas, banana nanas, bananas, banana nanas, banana nanas, bananas, banana nanas, bananas. To all my top bananas chewing fruit with low fructose, or having cruel summers like your Daniel LaRusso, or singing so funny in your animal band. You know there's always money in the family stand. Babies of the 80s, long bicycle seats. To all and the pints of Chunky Monkey will eat. To the Velvet Underground record featuring Nico. Is anyone listening? Because I don't really think so. I'm so alone, I'm so cold and I'm anxious. I haven't even seen another person in ages. I haven't been outside since I don't know when. I live a life in isolation with invisible friends. And the voices in my head who serve as companions and tell me to do things and speak a dead language. Floating in a tin can, crying till my eyes bleed. Far from those who coveted my precious bar of ice cream. Get these birds away from me, I scream into the dark. Cackle cause it's funny as I pull my seams apart. And I may not run from the netherworld's moan. Daylight come and I can never go home. Banana nana, put out your hands like patty cake and go bananas, we're gonna go banana cakes and grab a stack of flapjacks that your nana makes. Oh, we gone banana cake, full on banana cake. Banana nana, put out your hands like patty cake and go bananas, we're gonna go banana cakes and grab a stack of flapjacks that your nana makes. Oh, we gone banana cake, full on banana cake. Banana nana 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 cakes.
Where the fuck did you get that banana at?
Thank you. Thank you so much. I used to write a lot of songs about drugs and Satan, and I don't want you to think that this is a complete artistic shift for me and that now I just write songs about isolation and madness. But I guess now that I'm playing them all in a row, it's usually broken up with some like older material. It's most new Patreon songs I've done in a row, like, yeah, there's a motif. So just want to assure everybody, especially my parents, I'm doing great. Everything is just fine. Okay. Folks, check this out. So speaking of going to live shows, there used to be a number of rituals that people would direct the audience to do from the stage. You know, say like if you were between bands, you would tell the audience, hey, don't go anywhere because Chuckle McKinsey's up next, and you don't want to miss that. But while you do, maybe go to the bar, tip your bartender, run outside, grab smoke, maybe go use the bathroom, maybe go to the merch table. Things like that. And I'm trying to keep that alive because I'm trying to make this feel as real as possible. Now, there isn't another band tonight. It's just me. But I am going to take a very short break now because, again, I am concerned about heat stroke. So I've made these sets short so that I can survive. But I'm going to take a short break. Now, in the meantime, The show doesn't end for you because I am going to instruct you. This is a great opportunity for you to go to the kitchen to get a drink, or go use the bathroom, or you can pretend like you are going to go to the merch table, and I am going to send you to my virtual merch table. People who have been attending the Livestream Patreon concerts are familiar with this part of the show. This is the part where I send you over, where you can learn a number of ways that you can get your hands on some STD goodies, and also learn a number of ways that you can support your increasingly deranged rapper friend during this trying time. And as always, I will send you over to the merch table, where you will get to spend a little bit of time with the good Reverend Schaffer, who's always over there to answer all of your questions and give you all kinds of helpful information. So this is going to be a very short break, because this is also a short show. But do what you got to do. But if you leave the room, turn your volume up, because you don't want to miss any of this. This is very important information. And I will be back in a moment. In the meantime, I will send you off now to the good Reverend Schaffer. Hello, friends, and thank you so much for attending today's performance.
Hello, friends, and thank you so much for attending today's performance. Here at Schaffer the Darklord, we offer you a number of ways to show your support. Patreon. A subscription to Schaffer the Darklord's Patreon grants you access to exclusive new monthly tracks, handwritten lyrics, photo sets, live performance videos, and episodes of the ongoing video series Schaffer the Darklord Shows His Work, in which he details the creative process behind that month's new song. And there are so many more perks available to you all. Bandcamp. Bandcamp is an excellent way to purchase the music of Schaffer the Darklord. Everything is available here, except for those aforementioned Patreon exclusive tracks. Plus, a purchase from Bandcamp is a great way to atone for your sins by paying full price for that album you illegally torrented years ago. Merch store. By visiting the store at schafferthedarklord.com, you can order albums, posters, stickers, and t-shirts, which will be mailed to you directly from Schaffer the Darklord, along with a handwritten note expressing his gratitude. Tips. Perhaps you're already subscribed at the highest tier of Schaffer the Darklord's Patreon. Perhaps you've already purchased all of the STD merch you ever care to own. You can still pledge your very generous support during this performance or anytime via Cash App, Venmo, and PayPal. On behalf of all of us here at Schaffer the Darklord, I thank you again for attending today's performance, and I thank you for your ongoing support. In just a moment, we will return you to Schaffer the Darklord's performance live from the crushing existential void within his apartment in Queens, New York. And until we see one another again, friends, fix your hearts or die.
Hello, friends. Did everybody have a lovely intermission? Did you get somebody's phone number? Did you ask those strangers that are in your house, Kamika, how they got there? I don't know how much of a problem that is in Australia, but it's a real problem in parts of New York. Anyway, welcome back to the show. My name is still Schaffer the Darklord, and if you made it through all of the intermission video, you probably saw at the end there was an announcement for the next live streaming show, as well as a name announcement. This was just news that was that we released today. I have previously performed both on tour and on live streaming shows as part of a collective with some of my friends, MC Lars, MC Frontalot, Megaran, and myself. We have historically been known as Mount Nerdcore. But this year, we have decided to let go of that name and that branding for obvious reasons. We are stepping away from the Mount Rushmore imagery entirely. And just today, we announced the date of our next live stream show, as well as our new name. Henceforth, we are now known as the Four-Eyed Horsemen. Yeah, and I'm very excited about the posters that are going to come from that. We will be back in your town someday in the physical realm, but in the meantime, we will continue to do monthly streaming shows. I will continue doing monthly live streaming shows on my Patreon, first of every month, or the most convenient day near the first of every month for my subscribers at all tiers. But also every month, there will be a Four-Eyed Horseman show with a special guest, and usually like in the middle of the month. And so the next one is 2 weeks from today, Saturday, August 15th. And our special guest will be Lex the Lexicon Artist. And we have new merch for this. We have new Four-Eyed Horseman merch for this. We have, it's going to be very exciting. There's a number of different ticket packages you can get with a variety of perks, including full discographies each month from one of the sort of featured members of this nightmare crew. But yeah, if you're interested, Saturday, August 15th, you get tickets are available now at frontalot.com/4EH. That's Four-Eyed Horseman, 4EH. And it should be a lot of fun. Or else! Okay. All right, let's keep it moving. Let's do some rap songs. Now, earlier on in the show, I said that I was not going to be performing any of the cover songs. There's always a bonus cover song every month on Patreon, but I'm not going to perform any of those because I wanted to do my own material and I don't want to get tagged by the IP robots of YouTube. That wasn't entirely accurate because there is an exception to that. You see, 1 month, the new song was a cover song. Just 1 month. You see, in October, November of last year, I went on a 6-week tour with MC Chris and, again, Lex the Lexicon Artist. And we did the tour. When I got home, I was making Patreon content. And when you're on the road with your friends and you hear their sets every night, it takes at least a full season to get all of their songs out of your head. And I was so hype on both of their sets every night that I got a hold of one of their instrumentals and I recorded a cover of one of my friend's songs for my Patreon. And then for the cover song that month, I did another cover of that same song in a different style. So thank you for being so patient with letting me use your material to create content, friendo. But it's one of my favorite rappers, and I love this song ever since the first time I heard it, and I mostly recorded it just because it's so fun to sing along with. If you are a fan of Lex the Lexicon Artist, you probably know this one, so sing along. Oh. Say ayo. Say ayo. Say oh. Say oh. Everybody scream. Ladies and gentlemen and nonconformists, please direct your attention to my performance and train your line of vision on me like the eye of Horus, and you shall find that my metaphorical dong's enormous. Of course, and you believe that you're not afforded your due respect or treated with the height of decorum that you expect.
Maybe you're doing your best but feel neglected. In a sea of perfection, you're easy to feel defective. Well, I got an answer that'll help you with your deep shame. Confront your enemies by telling them to peep game. See, they've been sleeping on your flames, you've been defamed, but I swear the recognition's there for you to reclaim. And as a kid, people said I was strange, but now that I'm older, I'm proud I'm an artist with range. And though it's true other people's minds are the hardest to change, I'll use all my power to keep them peeping hard at my game. So if you're doing something different and they call you a freak, cause you're making people listen when you're rocking a beat, say peep game, peep game, peep game, peep game, peep game, peep game, peep game. And if you always bring the fire but they're never impressed because their shit is uninspired and they know you're the best, say peep game, peep game, peep game, peep game, peep game, peep game, peep game. Man, I got so much game you couldn't peep it all in one day. Peep it from the weekend all the way to Monday. My game is colorful, blue, pink, and yellow. Treat me like it's Easter and give me them peeps marshmallows. Maybe you could bring your peeps to the show, cause I got so much game to peep and I want people to know. I just bring the heat and they eat it up like pizza to go. In a minute I'm drowning in it, I'll be deep in the dough. Let's go. My game is exhibitionist, peep it like your Tom. My game is like my laptop, peep it like my mom. My game is different in a field full of sheep. Step up to the stage and give it a little bo peep. Yeah, I'm like the Lex to your Brainiac. Look a little green in the face of megalomaniac. Staring in the box like my game's a peep show. I'm breaking out to satisfy my raging ego. Doing something different and they call you a freak. Different when you're rocking the beat. Say peep game, 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 peep game. And if you always bring the fire but they're never impressed because their shit is uninspired and they know you're the best, say peep game, 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 peep game. Now when I say peep, y'all say game. Peep game, peep game. When I say peep, everybody say game. Peep game, peep game. When I say peep game, y'all say peep game, peep game, peep game, peep game, peep game. When I say peep game, y'all say peep game, peep game, peep game, peep game, peep game. Bars. Thank you. Whew. So much fun. An extra special big thank you and shout out to Lexa Lexicon Artist for letting me cover that song. Oh man, it's getting exponentially hotter with each song. All right, AK Venom, buckle up, you chucklehead. What's going on over here? Oh, so many of you said game and you did the call and response. I love you freaking delightful weirdos so much. Thank you so very much for being a part of my life. Okay. This next song is from April 2020. This song is also going to seem as though maybe it is a veiled critique of, or at least examination of the health crisis and our country's leadership's botched response to it. But that is also not the case. Again, this song had been on a list for a while. This is, again, a temporary beat for the sake of Patreon. I made this beat out of samples of one of my favorite songs by one of my all-time favorite bands, a band called Brainiac, who I was obsessed with in the 90s, from Dayton, Ohio. Look them up. If you like their stuff, check out, there's this great documentary about them called Transmissions After Zero. The lead singer tragically died right as they were at their possibly at the precipice of like breaking into something bigger. They're just wonderful. And so I sampled this song. I sampled a song of theirs to write a song that is not at all about current events. This song is called Everything's Broken. Well, I got 4 flat tires and the windshield's cracked and the power steering's out, alignment's all out of whack. I got holes in the floorboard, chassis all rusted, all the headlights, tail lights, brake lights busted. Upholstery is mostly burned and patched up with tape. It's all bloody and somebody cut the lines to the brakes. The clutch won't catch and the trunk won't latch. You know it's still got a full tank of gas, so even though everything is broken, none of it is working. All of it is riddled with dilemmas that'll worsen if I don't get cracking at it, put it back together. That'll be the last straw on this camel's back. Everything is broken, none of it'll start. All of it is faulty and it's falling apart, and it's fast approaching doom and it's past the point of ruin. But I'ma keep it moving, I'ma keep it moving, I'ma do it. Well, I got 4 crumbled walls and the front door is gone. Then the sewer line is backed up and flooded the lawn. I got rats in the basement, bats in the attic, mold in the kitchen and the bath so bad they're blackened. Bunch of water damage everywhere from the leaks, and all the windows are shattered and covered up with tattered sheets. It's veiled from the sun and the mail never comes. You know the heat's still on and it runs. So even though everything is broken, none of it is working. All of it is riddled with dilemmas that'll worsen. If I don't get cracking at it, put it back together, that'll be the last straw on this camel's back. Everything is broken, none of it'll start. All of it is faulty and it's falling apart, and it's fast approaching doom and it's past the point of ruin. But I'ma keep it moving, I'ma keep it moving, I'ma do it. Well, I got 4 broken limbs and my back is a mess. I got poison in my veins and a pain on my chest. Severely dehydrated from my sleep deprivation. My eyesight is rapidly deteriorating. All my teeth in need of fillings and my fingernails cracked. And I'm afflicted with incessant indigestion and a rash. Hair is falling out. I can barely hear a sound. You know I've still got ideas in a mouth. So even though everything is broken, none of it is working. All of it is riddled with dilemmas that'll worsen. If I don't get cracking at it, put it back together, that'll be the last straw on this camel's back. Everything is broken, none of it'll start. All of it is faulty and it's falling apart, and it's fast approaching doom and it's past the point of ruin. But I'ma keep it moving, I'ma keep it moving, I'ma do it. I'ma do it. I'ma do it, I'ma do it. I'ma do it. I'ma do it, and I'm out. Thank you. This song is so much fun. It's probably just because I'm kind of fanboy over the band and the sample. Oh. You know, I don't know if you ever saw, before I started numbering my Patreon shows, the first actual Patreon live stream show I did was last December. And I was not triggering the tracks. I had my DJ Lugatron 5000 was here, who you may also know is a co-host of a podcast that I somehow still record. Well, he and I had talked about him joining me for this one this month, and then I wasn't going to do it. And then I decided it's too hot to add another body and add additional gear. But if things go according to plan, he will be joining me for next month, the September Patreon live streaming concert, which will be available to patrons only at all tiers. So, if you want to see my weirdo DJ, better come back, Chuckles. Okay, this next song, this song is from June. This is last month's song, June of 2020. Look, I can't explain this one too much because you should just watch the episode of Schaffer the Darklord shows his work because I explain all of it in there. But I'll give you the shortened version. See, once upon a time I had this song, and it was on an album a lot of people really liked. And everybody really liked this one particular song, and they requested it all the time. And one day I woke up and thought, oh my God, this song that I've been playing at every show is so problematic in so many ways. And I just overnight turned a corner and was mortified that I had been performing it in public on purpose for that long. So I absolutely buried it. I'm kind of stubborn about playing certain old material, but sometimes I'll dust it off. I've dusted off a lot of weird old material I never thought I'd play again for the sake of these live stream shows. But this song was always the one exception. It's the one song that I had an absolute 100% no possibility ever would I play this song again. It's also the song that gets requested the most times by people at live shows throughout my career. So I got really exhausted with constantly disappointing people who told me that they wanted to hear that song and me grumbling at them, being like, I don't like that song. Here's one about bananas. So I decided for my Patreon in June to go examine why it is that that song bothers me so much. And then I got inspired to just re-record it 13 years later and fix
all of the lyrics that upset me so much about it the first time. So I basically wrote a parody of my own song so that I could meet you halfway. I could perform something that doesn't make me want to just cringe myself into a knot, and you get to hear something that sounds a whole lot like the song that you requested. And everybody is marginally happy. And I'm going to play that one right now. This song, I hadn't played it in years. When I did this song last month, I had not performed it live since 2014 was the last time. And I wrote these new lyrics, and every time I rehearse, I have a hard time because even though it's been 6 years since I've performed it, I performed it so many times before that it got like ingrained into my code. So even when I get to the new lyrics that were just written a month ago, I have a hard time because my brain's like, I know this one. It goes like this. And I have to say, no, it doesn't. Sit down. I will turn this car around. So there's a possibility that's going to happen, and I'm going to derail this thing a couple of times, but just know that I'm really trying. Folks, this song is called The Rabbits. Well, my name is Schaffer, and I'm here to say I can rock the mic in the old school way. I got a funky sound, and right about now I'd like to break it down. Say what? Just call it hip-hop. And not a thing it isn't. If you listen, it's similar. It isn't any different. Rhythmically delivered lyrics from a wicked beast star, but one of this and hip-hop similarities. Cause I go bounce in my shows into rap hands. See, look at me. Now give me a dab, fans. My whole crew back during our use. We bumped Dr. Dre, grew up on Dr. Seuss. I choose to use the word rapper because that is most accurate. I do talk fast, use rhyming words like immaculate. Hubba bubba bubble gum, bubblicious bubble yum, rubber baby buggy bumpers, here I come. I did raps in the past you could call hypocritical, but I listened and learned and grew and got more political. I want to send a shout out to random in front and those who taught me to be thoughtful with stuff and say, well, I've got some damage and some baggage and some habits. My name is STD, I'm just a whole bunch of rabbits. I'm so dapper, this is a fact too. A whole bunch of rabbits stuffed inside of a man's suit. I've got some damage and some baggage and some habits. My name is STD, I'm just a whole bunch of rabbits. Everyone will wonder when in spring, fall, or summer I will play their town and step to the mic. You've been begging for the rapper who's just a bunch of rabbits. When I hit the stage, they're all hella sight. Out of sight. Freestyle. I only write my words, and to me, that's a skill so difficult it's absurd. The rappers who can, the most advanced that I have heard, where STD is just abbreviation for standard. My DJ does shows when he's able, otherwise it's just tracks of 58 and a cable. And on stage, DI and some monitors too, but no reverb on the mix, sound text, thank you. And sometimes I get gruff and say, step the fuck back. I apologize for that, isn't how I like to act. I like to keep my audience up close to the stage, but sometimes I need a little space right after I play, so where's Queens at? What? Where's Queens at? What? Dude, let me show you on the street map. Oh. It's right here over Roosevelt across the East River. That's enough of that. Yeah, I got some raps to deliver. Oh. Everybody, look at me. Who's he? He's STD. He's that freak from NYC in suits who yells and poses, see? Oh. And he's so, I don't know, I know he's so dapper. And that's when I go, hotel, motel, Holiday Inn. Every time I cite lines from rappers delight, the goosebumps are jumping out of my skin. I dance, given any goddamn chance, even when in the back by the merch with the fans. Pull a pen from my pocket when I autograph a poster, sipping cheap yellow beer, clear out when meet and greet's over. When a rapper says, throw your hands up, I do. When a rapper says, make some noise, I do. Okay, audience is a part of the process. That's why I'll try to do it. That's a STD promise. I never battle rap because I've tried it and I'm whack. So I said I try to focus where my talents are at. God damn it. And I won't be grammar pedantic. Language keeps evolving and its usage is organic. I got props for the real hip hop. Those who pop and lock to the beat of a boom box. Throwing parties on the block like fuck the cops. Stop the top spot. Engine don't stop. Everybody, look at me. Who's he? He's STD. He's that freak from NYC in suits who yells and poses, see? And he's so, I don't know, I know he's so dapper. And that's when I go, don't push me cause I'm close to the edge and I'm trying not to lose my head. So the baddest, I'm a colony of rabbits stuffed inside a human costume instead. I almost always write my rhymes on a page of 3x5 notebooks I buy a Rite Aid. And I like to write them with a Pilot Precise 5. Rolling ball, black ink in extra fine. I sometimes use a titular line. Try sticking to my theme and write original rhymes. Indeed, I smoke weed. I rarely write without it. And once again, for like the 100th time I've rapped about it. Yes, I often ride
a song by my formula, which is 3 verses followed by 3 choruses, and often open going yo, yo. It just flows and makes it easy when I'm open to show. So I won't suggest I'm always knowing what I'm doing, but oftentimes awful rhymes do ruin an otherwise perfectly fine instrumental. These days I do avoid ink and write with a pencil and race of parts that don't sound so hot. This will all be covered in my workshop entitled This Is How to Write a Rhyme. At least it's how to write one in the style that's mine. Everybody, look at me. Who's he? He's STD. He's that freak from NYC in suits who yells and poses, see? And he's so, I don't know, I know he's so dapper, and that's when I go, ooh, ooh, yo, it's animal control, but I really doubt they're coming for me. Cause nobody's yet called I'm not human at all, and that I'm Rabbit's Master's STD. Just call it hip-hop. And not a thing it isn't any different. Did you listen as I did it? I just spit a mile a minute, now I'll hit it and quit it. I'm only kidding, you with it, you win it, you get it? I've got some damage and some baggage and some habits. My name is STD, I'm just a whole bunch of rabbits. Bass, how low can you go? If you don't know, your little brother knows. This is the end of the track called The Rabbits, and thanks for coming out to the show. Peace. Thank you. See, it happened. I got a little derailed because my brain started going, I know how this part goes. My brain, you don't know how that part goes. You don't work here anymore. Anyway. So if you are, there's spittle all over this. If you've attended any of the live stream page, first of all, I just want to look at comments really quick. Oh. Rabbits in a man suit. That's a concept I can get behind. Thank you, Kamika. Ken Larson, what up? Ken Larson, Carrie Fleming. They are my sister and my brother-in-law, and they are watching the show. All right. So if you've watched these live stream shows, you know that there's usually a special cameo. There's usually like, in addition to frequently playing drums, which I'm not doing because it's too hot, there's also sometimes a guest vocalist. And, you know, I'm not out bringing people in during a pandemic. We recruit in-house here at Schaffer the Darklord. And I am smart enough and humble enough to realize this is everybody's favorite part of the show. So, folks, please, it's my pleasure to introduce to you, new patrons, your new favorite part of my monthly live stream Patreon concerts. Please welcome Bunny Buxom. Yay! Oh, you look so good in black and white.
I feel like you just talked me up way too much.
Look, I know how people react when you show up on these things. Look, I'll admit, I'm doing the work here. Look at this. Look at this. It's like a pond. But people get excited when you come out.
I'm sorry, I had to steal this because I've been chilling in the AC and I was thinking to myself, did somebody say rabbits? And I was like really excited to be like, I'm here. This looks really familiar.
Did you happen to notice in the rabbits in the rewrite that the line, the even little things like it no longer says everybody, it now says everybody. Yeah, it's a commitment to this premise. So, do you have anything you would like to show our viewers this evening?
My face. I had this moment just now when I heard you introing me way too magnificently, where I was like, oh my God, where's my mask? And then I was like, they're over there on the internet. So yeah. That's cool. Also, yes, I did want to show you something, but I have to step out of frame for it. Okay. Please hold.
Yes. You know, and that was actually, it made sense if you worn a mask, because I believe that some of the people that I went to high school with in a cornfield, who I'm now fighting with on the internet every day about the legitimacy of this pandemic and the legitimacy of the safety precautions that have been recommended by the world's infectious disease experts. I would imagine that some of them would actually probably believe that one could catch COVID through the internet, which is remarkable to believe that you could that there's something ridiculous like that while simultaneously not believing in it. Who gives a shit? I killed enough time. Folks, this is what you came to see. Behold!
Oh, they look so good in black and white.
They do. They are handsome. These are magnificent, hairless gargoyle cats that make a cameo in every live stream Patreon concert. This one is Roger. And this one is Henry. Oh, sure. I'll take Roger because I don't like the other one. No, I'm just kidding. But Roger's my boy. And Roger's also very photogenic and camera friendly. Oh, get in there, Doge. His name is Roger, but we call him the Doge. Oh, you are so handsome in black and white. Look at you, Marilyn Monroe. What about Henry? Henry, do you want a close up?
Mr. DeMille.
Oh my God, you weird little cross-eyed monster. Your face looks like that on purpose. No, but Roger, you're very handsome. Yes, these guys show up for every show. If you would like to see a lot more of them, well, I guess sign up for my Patreon, come to all these shows. Or if you can't wait that long, you can follow them on Instagram at Roger is Naked. There's Roger got the name because he came first, but there's plenty of this thing too.
Look at this sensor. That's so grotesque here.
Oh my goodness. Can you lift that up a little bit? He is self-censoring with his weird little Tim Burton tail.
It's curly.
Oh my goodness. Are you purring? No, because you hate this. All right, I'm gonna put this guy down because I feel like he's a second away from panicking, and I am way too wet and slippery.
That's what she said. Oh.
I hope you stubbed your toe a little bit, stomping at your own.
No.
That's what she said. Though you didn't. Okay.
No.
Well, I take it back. I don't ever wish you any harm. Oh, are you speaking to the mothership? Are they coming tonight?
Oh, you have sleep in your eyes.
If you're ever thinking about getting hairless cats, please contact one of us online first, and we will tell you all of the things that we should have known. It's a lot more maintenance than one might suspect.
Guess who's overdue for a bath?
Yeah, I can tell. So, I'm going to do one more song. But don't get too bummed out yet, because just because I'm only doing one more song, there's still a little additional piece of show, but we'll get to that in a minute. When I launched this Patreon, back in the days of 2019 when you could leave your house without PPE and have friends in the summertime, my very first song was also kind of similar to the Rabbits in a way, in that I explored one of my older songs. See, I had the song that would probably be the second most requested song in the history of this act, and the song that I've played the most was a song that I'd grown very tired of. I was still performing with the original beat made by Dave Famous, he's my dude. He's made so much great music for me, but I was getting fatigued with performing that song every night. So I reached out to another one of my dudes, Mr. Vince Vandal of the Department of Darkness, and I asked him to make me a new beat for this so I could sort of reinvigorate my relationship with this song. And boy, did he deliver. And this was the first song that I released on Patreon. And I've since released it as a single on Bandcamp, but it's the only song from Patreon that I have released otherwise. Lyrics didn't change. The music's the same. The song's called Cat People. And if you've ever seen me live, you probably know there's a little dance you can do on the Meow Meow Meows. Bunny will show you. We'll both show you. But you should do it if you can. I've just done this song so many times I didn't rehearse it because I'm like, oh, Cat People, I know that one. And I'm just now starting to think do I know it? All right. Yes, I do.
I got you.
You got it? You'll pick it up if I drop it? Human Safety Net, Bunny Buxom. There it is. My cat people, throw your paws in the air, and then you go meow, 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 and wave them all around, but do it like you care, and then you go meow, 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 meow. Here kitty kitty, here kitty kitty, here little kitty licks her front paw, washes her rear, tickle on her whisker, little cat will attack, she grab your wrist with the front claws, kick with the back end, she gets wiped like this, back off and attack her with a hiss, and the kitty's moaning, owns ya, oh no, did you know there's ammonia in her piss?
Let me stroke your fur, let me hear your purr, kitty cat. Oh my god, you're so cute, damn it, look at that. Arching your back high, flashing the cat eye, fighting with mice with 9 lives like you never die. For some, our cats are less like pets than our kids, and we worship them like the ancient Egyptians did. And we are cat people. Here we go. Right now, all the kitties in the house show the fangs in your mouth as you pounce on a mouse. Cat people. With the little bitty claws of the little kitty paws, get down with a round of applause. Cat people. Good God, we're odd, no dogs allowed, but we're proud and then we meow with loud. Cat people. Rub on my kid, love him now. All my bitchy little kitties say meow. Patting on my pussy like he wanted me to. Do you do what your cat wants you to do? Sure you do. Cause our cats control our actions. They run the system. And our homes really belong to them. We just live with them. 4-story cat tree stands in the corner of the home of the owner, holding a laser pointer. Little bag of catnip fast to attract them. Post for the action, attack for the scratching. Acting like a captain as they pace in the place. And make a biscuits in your lap with the rash in your face. Break, hit the sack, 10-hour cat nap. Beeline and make a beeline for your lap. When you leave it, come home all alone. Kitty's out the cat door, listen for moans. Oh no, 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 by the phone of the dish. Little kitty never licked a liver, chicken, or fish. Leave the ball of yarn all in the yard for the breeding. All my cat people in here in this beat are in heatin'. We are cat people. Right now, all the kitties in the house show the fangs in your mouth as you pounce on a mouse. Cat people. With the little bitty claws on the little kitty paws, get down with a round of applause. Cat people. Good God, we're odd, no dogs allowed, but we're proud and then we meow with loud. Cat people. Rub on my kid, love him now. All my bitchy little kitties say meow. Now, not all cat people belong to the same team. And what I mean is that not all of us are quite what we seem. You see, all of us inside have beating hearts that are warm. But some of us have powers, into cats we transform. Under a full moon or a quarter moon or half moon, in a bad mood, bad breath, yes, cat food like werewolves. Wolves are dogs, cats so we're sneaky seeking into the fog. And then we all got a little pink butt. Now tell me what you think of that. What? Playing with our own cats, as cats, that's a fact. Together impacts, we can track rats. Play real mean, chase each other up a screen. Trade or play sweet and even lick each other clean. Ravenous animals act a little wild, and we do it like the humans do it, kitty style. Fighting and fucking and hunting and sleeping and breeding and eating and killing. And that's what we do when we're kitties. Next morning we're human, we laughed and we cried, it was better than cats. Here we go! Right now, all the kitties in the house show the fangs in your mouth as you pounce on a mouse. Cat people! With the little bitty claws on the little kitty paws, get down with a round of applause. Cat people! But God, we're on no dogs allowed, but we're proud and then we meow with loud. Cat people! Rub on my kid, love him now. All my bitchy little kitties say meow, let's dance. Thank you. Thank you, Henry James. Thank you, Bunny Buxom. Oh. You know that ends in tragedy.
I wanted him to be so much more interesting.
I mean, he's pretty malleable. He usually is pretty malleable, though.
Yeah.
Sorry, what?
Hates it.
Wait. Henry, what?
He's not going to do it again. He's like, Mother, please.
He's so tired of this nonsense.
Say goodbye to your friends.
Say goodbye to Henry James, folks. Henry James. Now, folks, that is my last song. Just doing those 8 songs tonight because, again, I am going to collapse when this is over. But here's the thing. There is going to be a little closing credit sequence, and I'm going to put those donation links back up to my Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, because I am just shamelessly panhandling, busking. It's busking. It's busking when you play an instrument. If your instrument is a fake Hitachi. So I'm going to put those links back up. And also, during this little outro bit, there's going to be some information about the next live stream Patreon concert that you might want to check out. And also, there's going to be a bonus. No, we're not supposed to. It kind of spoils a post-credit stinger if you know that it's coming. But there is a post-credit stinger. And I'm going to explain why it's going to happen at the end with no, setup. This show tonight has had a very loose Twin Peaks motif. It opened with a scene from the opening of the season 3, The Return. David Lynch interrupted the Reverend's pitch in the middle. This chevron in red is a Twin Peaks reference. If you didn't get all of these references, that's fine. I'll just assume that means you did not spend or have not spent your entire adulthood obsessing over a television series that got canceled after 2 seasons when you were in high school. I mean, we can't all make great decisions with what to do with our time. If you are a Twin Peaks fan, then you've already picked up on all of that. If you're not, it doesn't matter. Who cares? Here's the point, though. I didn't play drums tonight, but there is a video that I made as the bonus video content for, what was that? That was also in May. I wrote a song several years ago called A David Lynch Movie that references all of David Lynch's work, but kind of focuses on Twin Peaks. And there was a music video made for it, starred Bunny and the cast of a burlesque troupe called the Pink Room Burlesque, and was directed by the producer of that show, Francine the Lucid Dream. I only play that song when I MC these Pink Room Burlesque tributes to the works of David Lynch. I don't typically perform it otherwise. But for my bonus video in May, I recorded a video of me playing drums and rapping it with some costumes and some elements to make it a richer Twin Peaks experience. And I'm going to put it up here so that you get some drumming in this thing. But I'm also putting it at the end of the thing because I am 100% convinced that the YouTube IP robots are going to tag this thing for samples and stolen visuals. So just in case they do and this feed gets shut down, the show has already ended. And if you need to see the rest of it, I guess you'll have to subscribe to Patreon where it's hosted through my Vimeo. But I am going to put it up with no intro and no outro. Like, you're just going to see these closing credits, and then you're going to see this drumming video. And that's the show. Okay, that's your bonus content tonight. Folks, thank you so much for coming to the show. Let's, how about like another round of applause for Bunny Buxom? I mean, you did. You inspire me. I mean, all of the other shows you have sung, but they're just, I don't have any songs from Patreon that have additional vocal parts.
Oh my God. I was just going to make a joke, be like, I'm sick. And then I was like, bitch, we're in a pandemic. And then I told you anyway. Rude.
You were going to make a joke, but then you decided not to make a joke. And so you told me about the joke that you didn't make. Yeah. Great. That's like my material right there. That's like, that's right in my wheelhouse. That's what I do. Folks, give another round of applause to Roger and Henry. They're not coming back out. They've had enough. And to all of my returning patrons, thank you so much for sticking it out this past year. Thank you for keeping me afloat and sane. And for everybody who came to check out the show tonight, maybe, stick by and drop a couple bucks, and maybe you can get some weird content in your life, get some new music and videos and stuff. Anyway, that's the end of my timeshare pitch. We're going to run those credits, and then we're going to run that bonus video. That's it. Folks, on behalf of all of us here at Schaffer the Darklord, I thank you so much for attending tonight's show, and I thank you so much for your continued support. And we will see you again soon. Good night.
If you're doing something different and they call you a freak, 'cause you're making people listen when you're rocking the beat, say peep game, a peep game, peep game. If you always bring the fire but they're never impressed, 'cause their shit is uninspired and they know you're the best, say peep game, a peep game, peep game. Ladies and gentlemen and nonconformists, direct your attention to my performance. Train your vision on me like the eye of Horus, and you shall find that my dong is enormous. Do you believe that you're not afforded due respect, or treated with the height of decorum that you expect? Maybe you're doing your best, but feel neglected in a sea of perfection. You're feeling defective. I got an answer that'll help you with your deep shame. Confront your enemies by telling them to peep game. They've been sleeping on your flames, you've been defamed, but the recognition's there for you to reclaim. As a kid, people said I was strange. Now I'm older, I'm an artist with range, and other people's minds are hardest to change. My powers keep on peeping hard at my game. If you're doing something different and they call you a freak, 'cause you're making people listen when you're rocking the beat, say peep game, a peep game, peep game.
And if you always bring the fire, but they're never impressed, 'cause their shit is uninspired and they know you're the best. Say peep game, a peep game, peep game, a peep game, peep game, a peep game, peep game.
Let's rock! I come from a small town, but it's filled with secrets. Acting like a sad clown, deeply steeped in regret. Headlights, yellow line, flying on the highway. Stoplight swinging in the night, guiding my way. I say half of that which happened seems absurd. Motifs in the imagery, taught to me fire and birds. Words seem so strange when isolated, juxtaposed, and repeated by a creeper. I meet a lot of those. I'm in a smoky room, sweating out of control. Jazz record crackles at me through an old controller. She's there, and I get the feeling somehow that I've never really known her, at least not until now. And she's gone, and I know she's gone on somewhere where the air is filled with brushes gently touching on a snare, and the saxophone wails out and cries like it longs for the man who used to play it, but we all know he's gone. And a woman silently sings a sad Spanish song. A suave man cruising to a work lamp and it's on, and the radio blares across the desert and on. Could this really be, or was it all a dream? Is there any meaning in between these creepy scenes? I just shrug and scratch my head, I guess I'm always left with guesses. None of these people that I meet can seem to answer questions. There are very long pauses in the dialogue, and I spy a very pretty girl. I'm pretty sure she's gonna die. It's like it's nighttime all the time, shadows so vast. My life's a David Lynch movie, which I've been cast. Everybody swears a lot, everybody smokes, everybody speaks in code, I never get the jokes. I am on the wrong side of Lincoln, man, these people got demons. The men don't have eyebrows, the women are screaming. I take a chicken walk down to the diner, 'cause if Isabella's in this picture, I'ma find her. There is a little man, and he's scarily dancing, but he doesn't bother Jack Nance or Harry Dean Stanton. Laura Dern is concerned, something'll make her dead quick. I'm crying like the baby in Eraserhead, sick. Nick Cage's in snake skin, he howls at the moon. I'd mentioned Spice and Sand, but I never made it through Dune. We hear Larondo at Silencio, but there's no applause. What's with all these references to Wizard of Oz? Badalamenti is haunting me, Robert Lotion is tripping. I am not an animal, Pabst Blue Ribbon. There's a man in back of this place, his face is all right. We got a fresh pot of coffee, we got Kyle McLaughlin. And I'll see you in the morning sun, cue the Roy Orbison. Could this really be, or was it all a dream? Is there any meaning in between these creepy scenes? I shrug and scratch my head, I guess I'm always left with guesses. None of these people that I meet can seem to answer questions. There are very long pauses in the dialogue, and I spy a very pretty girl. I'm pretty sure she's gonna die. It's like it's nighttime all the time. Get in the car, my life's a David Lynch movie, which I'm the star.